Hey guys, welcome to another video. Just want to share with you just a couple of figures I've been working on. I probably started these 6 months ago, and I've only got 4 of them. I've made one extremely recently, within the last week or two. Zombie troopers, or zombie Star Wars figures, basically. Obviously, zombies have hit the mainstream through The Walking Dead in a big way. So I was a little bit inspired, and especially with those books, the Death Troopers and Red Harvest. I haven't actually read them, but some of the art from those books are just really cool. Some of the zombie troopers, and I've actually seen some in not real life, but seen some pictures of people have actually made these sort of death troopers out of their real stormtrooper armor. So I just wanted to share with you a couple of these. Just set them up here for now. Basically, I started with a stormtrooper, which is the vintage collection one. And that was the first release that had the black eyes that didn't quite hit the black brow. They hit the black brow, and I wasn't really a fan of that look, so what I tried to do was scratch back a bit of that black paint so that there was the white line between the black brow and the eye holes and the visors. And it didn't work out too well for me. I sort of scratched it and painted it and scratched it back and repainted it, and I kind of messed it up, so I decided to just go to town on this guy and turn him into a zombie, basically. And if I can get a nice close-up shot for you, this is what I've come up with. So I hope the lighting's okay. So again, this is going to take me some practice to get this to focus good again, just to work out what's what and how to do it and all that jazz. So hopefully you can see that reasonably well. Aside so I don't ruin them. Ugh, pardon me. And so basically all I've done is really just gotten a sharp blade, a cigarette lighter, and some red and black paint, and I've just kind of made a mess of this guy. So I've sort of melted his arms and his chest plate there. I've sliced part of that helmet off, melted the top. Really made a mess of him. So if we can pop the helmet off, giving him this real zombie look, as if he's been chewing on some people and his face is rotted, and just a bit of fun, really. Just really made a mess of him. They've sort of got guts spilling out the side there, which probably could do with another bit of paint just to make it look like that. Sort of blood and guts all over him. His hands have been sort of covered in crap. There's thigh guard there. His shin guard down there as well. So I've just sort of held a cigarette lighter up to it just to melt it and make it look a little bit rough. And I was gone over with mixed a bit of black and red paint and just sort of splashed a bit on there just to give him that look. You sort of got a bit of hole in the head with a bit of blood running down the head there, the helmet. So just a little bit of fun. And after that, I went on and did a scout trooper. At one stage, I did pick up a sweet deal. I don't know if I've mentioned in previous videos, but I answered an ad on a website called Gumtree, which is like a classified website where people sell all their second-hand junk. And someone was actually selling the Millennium Falcon from the Legacy Collection, the BMF, and a box of 40 figures, a Star Wars chess set, and a stack of magazines and comics, and I paid $120 for it all. So the Millennium Falcon's missing a few parts, but I'm going to track them down over eBay. I bought that probably 6 months ago, back in April I think it was. So, and a couple of the figures had lost bits and pieces. They had arms that had fallen off, so I had a scout trooper in that lot. So I've turned him into a bit of a zombie trooper as well. And this one's worked out quite well. Obviously he was missing his arm, so I turned that into like a flesh wound with a bone sticking out of it. And I've sliced off half his helmet as if he's just been like, I don't know, someone's just slashed it, or he's grazed it heavily against the ground. I don't know. Little cuts and nicks, and we'll need to sort out some better lighting just so you can see this properly at some point. So once again, I've just made an absolute mess of this guy. He's got half a foot missing. I just sliced off the end of his foot. Cover that in blood and guts. So yeah, out of those 40 figures, there were a few that were salvageable. A couple I did a good trade with a friend from Perth when I met up with him in Melbourne back in April. So that was really cool. But most of it was just fodder, so I've managed just to cut and slice some figures and come up with this. So there's a zombie biker scout. One of his pouches there's come loose. He just doesn't care anymore. He's just after brains. So, and then another one that was in that lot was a clone trooper. Can't think of what squadron it was, but he's got the brown markings on him. This one was seriously messed up when I got him, so he was missing half an arm and a hand, so I really just made more of a mess of this guy. He's been shot in the face, big chunk of his helmet taken out of the corner there. He's a mess. He's an absolute mess. So I'm trying to hold him reasonably steady, but where I've got my computer sitting at the moment, it's not the most sturdy of the surfaces. So, but yeah, this guy's lost an arm, obviously, like as you can see, lost a hand. Some more blood and guts on him. So these are the ones I made quite a few months ago now. They just kept me busy for a little while. And last week I found a spare Chewbacca figure. I don't really care. I was bored, so I had two of this guy. So I decided to mess up a Chewbacca and turn him into a zombie too. So he looks like his fur's all covered in blood, and he's got blood all over his hands, and his fur's all stuck together, and it looks all gooey and dry and crusty. And so I just sort of melted the bottom of his mouth to make it look like his jaw had sort of rotted away. And he's got blood pouring down his chest. And I've just sort of melted the side of his head like he's just been chewed on the head by another zombie, and that's turned him into a zombie. I don't know. I just got a little bit bored and went a little bit overboard. He's got blood all over his feet. His satchel's come loose. He's got blood all over his back. Obviously, being a hairy being that he is, his blood sticks to him reasonably well. So that's my zombie Chewbacca. Hope you guys can see that reasonably well. This is just something I've done just for something different. I just got a little bit bored, and that's what I've come up with. So I just sort of share these guys with you just for something different. I've also, you guys may remember my custom Phase 2 Captain Rex that I made really early this year or late last year. I can't remember how long ago it was. I've actually made a Commander Wolf, so I'll be showing that one to you when I can fish him out of my box of figures that the computer's standing on and I'm pushing so it shakes. So I'll definitely give you guys a look at that one. And yeah, stay tuned, and I'll be back with another video, guys, very soon. So until then, may the Force be with you.